Good afternoon, Ms. Wicks.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Do you know who Amy Judd is?
I do not.
Okay, we wasn't sure if that was maybe an intern or something with your office, but they've not started their audio. I'll share your screen, please. Okay, I see Amy Judd. Can you unmute, please?
Hello.
Good afternoon. Are you Amy Judd?
Yes.
Okay, which courtroom were you looking for?
I'm here for the arraignment of my son, Donovan Cranfield.
Okay, well, a couple things. I don't see him on my list for arraignments. However, you can't be in the virtual courtroom for the arraignment. Only the parties can be in the virtual courtroom. You would have to watch it from YouTube, which we're
Okay.
live right now, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you loud and clear. Are we coming
Oh,
through?
wonderful. I'm sorry?
Are we coming through on your end, ma'am?
Yes, you are. I can just adjust my volume. Can I have Jason Crutcher?
Mr. Crutcher?
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jason Crutcher. The file number is 22-00920FY. Council appearance, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly, on behalf of the defendant Jason Crutcher, was appearing from Lansing Police Department for the purposes of arraignment.
Thank you. And so are you Mr. Jason Byron Crutcher?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Crutcher, today's the date that's set for an arraignment. I have here a felony warrant and complaint. It states that on or about March 17, 2022, at the area of 312 South Francis Street in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you did allegedly in count one commit the act of unlawful imprisonment. It alleges that you did secretly confine and knowingly restrain an Amanda Todd, contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.349B. There's a Sex Offender Registry Act notice. It states this is a tier 1 offense under the Sex Offender Registry Act if the victim is a minor. It's a tier 2 offense if the defendant has a prior conviction for a tier 1 offense, and that's under MCL 28.722 R and T. It's a tier 3 offense if the defendant has a prior conviction for tier 2 offense under MCL 28.722U. This is a felony, and the maximum penalty is 15 years and/or $20,000 in fines. There's a count 2 of interfering with the crime report or committing a crime threatening to kill or injure. It alleges that you did, through the unlawful use of physical force, prevent or attempt to prevent another person from reporting a crime committed or attempted by another person, and the violation involved committing or attempting to commit interference with electronic communications against a person, or through the unlawful use of physical force, prevent or attempt to prevent another person from reporting a crime committed or attempted by another person by threatening to kill or injure a person. This was done contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.483A2B. That's a felony. The maximum penalty is 10 years and/or $20,000 in fines. A consecutive sentence may be imposed for any other conviction. Are you okay, sir?
He's fine, Your Honor. He's just a lot.
Okay, thank you. There's a count 3, alleges that you committed the act of interfering with electronic communications, and that you did willfully and maliciously prevent, obstruct, or delay by any means the sending, conveyance, or delivery of an authorized communication by or through a telephone or telephone line, and that this was done contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.5405A. This is a felony. The maximum penalty is 2 years and/or $1,000 in fines. There's a count 4 of domestic violence. It alleges that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon Amanda Todd, a resident or former resident of your household, and that this was contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.812. Restitution is possible, as this offense may have resulted in damage to another individual's property or physical injury or death to another individual. This is a misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 93 days and/or $500 in fines. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement, and the court shall order law enforcement to collect a DNA identification profiling sample before sentencing or disposition if not taken at arrest. Mr. Crutcher, do you understand each of the charges that was just read and the maximum penalty associated with each charge?
You,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So you have the right to be represented by counsel, and you have representation for the purposes of your arraignment today by Ms. Donnelly from the Office of the Public Defender. But sir, you have the right to have an attorney with you to represent you at each stage of the criminal prosecution. If you cannot afford to hire your own attorney, you can request to have an attorney appointed at the expense of the public. Do you understand that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is he requesting court-appointed counsel?
He is, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Crutcher, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty, you have the right to plead not guilty, and you have the right to stand mute and proceed with the case. You have the right to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of today's date. At the time of your examination, you have the right to have the prosecution establish their burden that there is sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed, insufficient probable cause to charge you with that crime. If this matter is to proceed beyond, sir, I need to see that you are listening to your rights, okay?
It's just blowing me away, man. That's all.
Okay,
sorry.
well, I'm trying to explain your rights to you, sir, so I need to make sure you're attentive.
Yes, ma'am.
These are important. Okay. If this matter proceeds beyond a preliminary examination, this matter will be bound over to the circuit court. You have the right to have a jury trial at the circuit court. At the time of trial, you have the right to remain silent and not have silence be used to implicate or prove your guilt. You have the right to be presumed innocent until each element of the charges against you is proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to cross-examine or question any witness that the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence you believe would further your defense to the charge. Do you understand each of those rights that I've gone over with you at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of those rights?
No, ma'am.
You're currently scheduled for probable cause conference on April 29, 2022 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not the morning, 1 p.m. And then preliminary examination is going to be May 6, 2022, and that'll be at 8:30 in the morning. The preliminary examination will be in person at the court. Both of those are going to be before me, Judge Kristen Simmons. I'm in courtroom 4. Did you get a copy of those notices to appear, sir?
Yes, ma'am. You said the first one's gonna be in person too?
The
private
first one will
call?
be via Zoom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
For the purposes of arraignment, how does he want to plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Mr. Crutcher, are you currently employed?
Self-employed, ma'am.
What do you do for self-employment?
Well, I do scrap metal.
Okay, and what's your address?
312 South Francis Avenue.
Okay, is that the address of the alleged victim?
No, that's my address, ma'am.
Okay, she doesn't live there?
No.
Okay. What's your phone number?
517-816-0350.
Okay, and when did the alleged victim move out of the property?
Um, like the last week of February.
Okay. Ms. Donnelly, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Crutcher is of limited income. As he reports, he makes about $300 a week scrapping metal. So he does qualify for Medicaid and food assistance. He reports he doesn't have contact with the alleged victim. As he just said, she doesn't live in the home. He rents that address with his nephew. He was arrested yesterday at that home. He's from Lansing, his family's here. So I don't believe that he is a flight risk. He reports that he doesn't have a previous criminal history when it comes to violent offenses. And if there is any question about the safety of the alleged victim in this case, he would be okay with a tether. But he also reports that he has some health problems. He had a heart attack 3 weeks ago. He has high blood pressure and diabetes. So for those reasons, Your Honor, I would request either a high personal recognizance bond or a low 10% or a PR with a tether. Thank you, Your Honor.
Reviewing his prior criminal history, as well as the affidavit of support for the complaint, I think that it's appropriate for a personal recognizance bond with GPS tether and victim notification. While out on bond, which I'm going to issue at a $1,500 personal recognizance bond, you're not to be within 1,500 feet of wherever Ms. Todd lives, works, or goes to school. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to have any communication directly or indirectly with Ms. Todd. Do you understand what directly and indirectly means as relates
Yes,
to
ma'am.
communication? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You're not to assault, intimidate, beat, molest, wound, stalk, threaten, or engage in any other conduct that would place any of the following persons or child of the following persons in a reasonable fear of bodily injury, that being your spouse, former spouse, individual with whom you have a child in common, resident or former resident of your household, and that also includes Ms. Todd. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to make sure you appear to court for all of your future court dates. You're not to use, purchase, or possess any drugs or alcohol while on probation. You can use prescription drugs only if you have a valid prescription for them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of this court. You're not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon, and you need to report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release, and you will be reporting to them weekly, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about your bond conditions?
I'm supposed to go to Illinois on the 1st. I'm supposed to be moving to Illinois, actually. Am I allowed to take things there or no? Since I had a tether on, you know where I'm at?
You can't leave the state without prior approval of the court, and I'm not gonna address that as your arraignment. So you go get
Yes, ma'am.
your GPS situation taken care of, and then your court-appointed counsel can make the appropriate motions before the court, and I'll review it at that time, or pretrial services can make that motion for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. You're all set, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Nate Giles.
You go all the way up to the table so I can see it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nate Giles Jr., file number 20-01056SM. Council appearance.
Taylor Wicks, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Giles for purposes of arraignment only.
Thank you, Mr. Giles. Today's the date that's set for arraignment. You've been in bench warrant status on this matter for quite some time. You were previously arraigned on this matter, looks like back on March 24th, 2020, to which you pled not guilty. A bond was issued in the amount of 1,000 personal recognizance. There was multiple failure to appears, and then here we are over 2 years later. What happened?
No,
Why didn't you come to your pretrial?
I really don't recall.
You don't recall why you didn't come to your pretrial?
I don't recall even getting a notice.
Okay, well, you would have been given a notice at the time of your hearing for arraignment, and then your next notice, you would have been received that then. All the other things took place via mail. What's your address, sir?
I stayed at the VOA at 430 North Larch.
You're at the VOA, you said?
Yes, ma'am. I have a personal room there.
Okay, how long have you been at the VOA, sir?
Approximately 2 months.
Okay, because the address your mail was going to was 618 South Sycamore, apartment 3. Were you living there previously?
I never stayed on Sycamore.
No, I actually did. You used to stay there.
Now that I recall, I was staying on Sycamore. Oh, I did. I stayed on Sycamore.
Okay.
It was Hillsdale, Sycamore, yes.
Well, this matter is going to need to be reset for a pretrial. You're going to have a pretrial before Judge Buchanan on Monday, May 2nd, 2022 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Did you get a copy of that notice, sir?
Is it on that paper? I can't see without my glasses, so if it's on the paper I was handed,
Yes.
okay, well then I have a copy of it.
Okay. Okay, so you're expected to be at the 430 North Larch. Are you
Yes,
receiving mail there?
yes.
Yes. If your address is going to change during the pendency of this matter, sir, it's your responsibility to notify the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, did you want to address bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Giles has lived in the Lansing area his entire life. He does have family here in the area. He's not on probation or parole, and he did manage to stay out of trouble the entire time. He has not been attending his court date. So, Your Honor, we would be asking for a low 10% bond in this case. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Giles, do you have a phone number?
No, I have my sister number.
Can you speak
Well,
up,
no.
sir?
No, ma'am, I normally use my sister number.
Okay. But you're not staying with your sister though, are you?
No, I see her practically every other day.
Okay.
For any kind of messages, she comes right where I'm at.
What's your sister's number?
267 6167. That's 517.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Typically, when somebody's evaded a court date for this long, I wouldn't consider a personal recognizance bond. However, it does appear we have the incorrect address. And the other issue is that your court date, original pre-trial date, was right smack in the middle when we first shut down for the pandemic. So it's quite plausible that you did not get the appropriate notification if you're no longer at this address that we have on file. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, sir. I'm going to give you a personal recognizance bond. You need to get this matter resolved, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to either be here in person or via Zoom on the 2nd of May, okay?
Okay.
Is that going to be a problem?
No, it's not a problem. What time would I have to be here, Ms. Ma'am?
At 2 p.m. and it should be on the paperwork that they provided you. And I recognize you don't have your glasses, so you probably can't see. But that paperwork should have your next court date on it.
Okay.
In addition to that, there was a no contact order that was issued at the time of your arraignment. You were not to have contact directly or indirectly with Akina Benson.
Yes.
That contact order is going to be reinstated. You're not to be within 500 feet of wherever she lives, works, or goes to school. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have any contact directly or indirectly. No communication through third parties. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record? For the record, the bond is going to be set at $1,000 personal recognizance. Any additional matters for the record?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Adam Horner. On the record. In the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Adam Lee Horner, file number 22-00481, council appearance.
Taylor Wicks, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Horner for purposes of arraignment only unless assigned otherwise.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Today's the date that was set for arraignment. Your original arraignment date was set for March 11, 2022 at 8:30 in the morning. However, you failed to appear. I do have here a citation. It states that on or about February 15, 2022 at 3:24 in the morning in the area of North Francis Street at or near East Michigan Avenue in the city of Lansing, state of Michigan and Ingham County, you did allegedly commit the act of driving while license was suspended, revoked, or denied. And that's a misdemeanor with the maximum penalty being 90 days in jail or $500 in fines. You understand the charge of the maximum penalty there, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to be represented by counsel. You cannot afford to hire an attorney, but economically qualify. You can request to have an attorney appointed to represent you at the expense of the
That's
public.
good. If she can qualify to do it for me.
I'm sorry?
I said, yes, I do need counsel. I need somebody to be able to talk for me. So yeah, if she can do it for me, I'll let her do it for me.
Okay, I'm not sure who you're talking to is she. Are you talking about Ms.
Uh,
Wicks?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, she's representing you for the purposes of today. However,
But
there's no guarantee she'll be the person representing you at your next court date. But I will
Okay,
note
okay.
here that you are requesting court appointed counsel, okay?
okay.
Okay, so Mr. Horner, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty. You have the right to plead not guilty, and then you have the right to remain mute and proceed to your next court date. You have the right to have a jury trial on this matter in the district court. At the time of your trial, you have the right to have the city prove each element of the charge against you. They have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at the time of trial, you have the right to remain silent and not have silence be used to implicate your guilt. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to question or cross-examine any of the witnesses that the city calls. And you have the right to call your own witnesses or present any evidence you believe would further or support any defense to this charge. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For the purposes of his arraignment, Ms. Wicks, is he pleading not guilty?
He is, Your Honor.
The court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Sir, what's your home address?
3870 Wilson Ave. And then the apartment number is 3870. It's Mount Vernon, the old Mount Vernon.
So it says 3870 Wilson Ave, apartment 3870?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your phone number?
517-894-5896, ma'am.
Are you currently employed?
I get disability.
You're currently scheduled for a pre-trial conference before Judge Cynthia Ward on Monday, May 2nd, 2022 at 11 o'clock in the morning. Did you get a copy of your notice, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, I don't.
Do you know how to get on or have the ability to log into Zoom? Because that pre-trial will be via Zoom. You can come in person if you want to.
Well, if I want to come in, I can come in.
You can.
Okay, yeah, if I don't figure it out, then I'll just probably come in person then.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna set bond at $300 personal recognizance. You make sure you appear to court on time so you can get this matter resolved, okay?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, Mr. Horner.
All right.
All right. right. Sierra DeSass. Okay, are you Miss Sierra DeSass?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I got a number of files here, so bear with me. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Sierra Nicole DeSass, file number 21-00393 OT. I also have file number 21-01521 OT, T1L26027112 OT, 21-01525 OT, and 21-03118 FY, 21L2619831 OI, and 21L2619833 OT. Council appearance, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Sierra DeSass, who is appearing from Lansing Police Department for the purpose of arraignment only.
Thank you, Mr. Sess. File number ending in 393. You had a pretrial for Judge Buchanan on a no insurance. You were supposed to be on February 23rd, 2021 for what appeared to be an arraignment. Then you didn't appear. You later appeared in August. Then the pretrial was set via Zoom for August 23rd, 2021, and you failed to appear. There was an arraignment again set on November 30th, 2021 for your failure to appear in August. Your pretrial was then reset to December 13th, 2021 at 10:30 in the morning. You didn't appear, or you stated that you lost the paperwork, and then your matter was reset for pretrial again on the 13th. You didn't appear. So here we are today, over a year later. What's going on, ma'am? I can't hear you. You gotta
Okay.
put your head up. You gotta
I'm
put your head
sorry.
up.
Okay, because I have so many, I'm kind of confused at which one this is exactly. So,
That's a valid point, ma'am. Let me give you some clarification. This is a no insurance ticket that you received on February 5th, 2021 at 12 p.m. in the area of Washington at or near
oh,
Greencroft, city of Lansing, Ingham County. And so you've had
Yes.
multiple court dates and you've missed all of them.
but that day, I broke my neck in that accident. I broke my neck and I was in a coma for 56 days. So I believe
Right,
that
I
I was,
see that note here, ma'am.
so I wasn't right when I got out, when I got home. And then I didn't really know where I was gonna go because I only had like an 11% chance to wake up. So my mom called my landlord. So until I moved to where I moved now, I wasn't living at the Hilliard address and it was like really confusing for a while, but I live with my boyfriend now and things are good. That's where I live. We lost our mailbox key, so the place that I live is not my mailing address, but I can go to my grandpa's whenever. And then my boyfriend has a car and everything, so I can go whenever and I can have it can call me. I can go every day really to go pick up my mail.
Okay.
So
What's that address that you're living at now?
3870 Wilson.
In Lansing?
Yes,
Is there an apartment number?
3870.
Okay, so the last person, your significant other?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, you guys need to work on getting each other in court, okay?
Okay.
And why would you wanna deal with this for over a year for a no insurance ticket?
I know.
You're inside of a jail right now for this.
I know. Both of
I'm
us.
sure you have bigger issues that you'd like to address, and I would like to see these addressed. These are not before me, they're before Judge Buchanan, but I can say with a surety, she would like to see them addressed as well, okay?
Yep.
You're scheduled for a pretrial on May 3rd, 2022 at 10 o'clock in the morning before Judge Buchanan. You can either dial in via Zoom or you can come in person. Okay?
Okay.
Did you get a notice to appear for that date?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm going to address bond at the end. As to file number ending in 521, another no insurance ticket. This one from the date of June 4th, 2021 at 11:30 a.m. in the area of homes at or near Washington. Do you remember that one now, ma'am? Or when you, this ticket was
Yes,
received?
yes, I was on
Okay.
my way. Yes, I remember both.
Okay, again, I'm not gonna go through the timeline, but again, you received this ticket. You missed several times. You did at one point give the excuse of being in a traffic accident on February 5th of 2021. However, that didn't stop you from getting this new ticket here. So I'm going to note here your new address that you just provided in the other file. This matter is set for pretrial before Judge Buchanan. It's going to be on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022 at 9 a.m. You got a copy of that notice as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's your phone number, ma'am?
517-402-3552.
File number ending in 712. It's expired license. Okay, and that ticket date, also February 5th, 2021 at 12 p.m. in the area of upon Washington at or near Greencroft, City of Lansing, Ingham County. Multiple failures to appear on that one. I will update this file with the new address and your phone number. Your pretrial on this matter will also be on May 3rd, 2022 at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be before Judge Buchanan as well, okay?
Okay.
File number ending in 525. This is the ticket that you received on June 4th, 2021 at approximately 11:31 in the morning for driving while license is not valid or improper upon the area of homes in Washington, okay?
Yes. I just wanted to say one thing. I know it probably was crazy that I continued to drive after I broke my neck, but I kept getting pulled over on Washington and Mount Hope because I had to go to the methadone clinic every day. And not that I was allowed to
Okay, ma'am,
drive.
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you because anything you say can be used against you. And so you're stating some things here that could be used against you, okay?
Okay.
believe you already have a public defender on these. Is that correct, Ms. Donnelly?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Okay, so on this no-ops, you're scheduled for a new pretrial also on May 3rd at 10 a.m. before Judge Buchanan, okay?
Yes.
Okay, file number ending in 3118 FY. You were arraigned on a fleeing and eluding third offense, driving while license is suspended in a reckless driving back in November 2021. You failed to appear for your probable cause conference. You came over 2 hours late and under the influence on December 2nd for your preliminary examination. Looks like the preliminary examination was continued to January. It was continued. And then there was a no contest on 2 of the counts. However, count 1 was dismissed. You were referred to probation and you were supposed to have sentencing on January 31st, 2022 at 1 p.m. You never appeared. For your sentencing. Your sentencing on that matter is going to be reset for June 6, 2022 at 1 p.m. And there's a new referral for you to meet with probation. There will be a new referral for you to meet with probation so they can provide the court with the pre-sentence report and recommendation, okay?
Yeah. Are all these Zoom or I have to appear in person?
Well, here's the thing. Theoretically, they could have been via Zoom. But you'll be appearing in person because you're getting remanded per the request of the judge who you have all these outstanding cases for, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, a couple more. There's a seatbelt violation. You owe a balance of $138. That's file number ending in 831. I'm going to refer that to collections and you can discuss that or a payment plan with them once you are released from the custody of the jail. File number ending in 9833, drove unregistered. That's a ticket from June 4th, 2021 at 11:30 in the morning at the area of Holmes and Washington. You were supposed to appear for pretrial after multiple failures to appear. You did not appear. That matter is now going to be reset on May 3rd, 2022 at 10 o'clock in the morning before Judge Buchanan, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, last one is file number ending in 2713. Drove unregistered, failure to appear for your pretrial on December 2021. This ticket was from February 5th, 2021 at 12 p.m. in the area of Washington and Greencroft. And so that matter's been reset. It's gonna be on May 3rd, 2022 at 10 o'clock before Judge Buchanan. Do you have any questions about any of these files, ma'am?
No.
Okay, so. You will be remanded to the custody of the Ingham County Jail so that these matters can be resolved due to the habitual failure to appears. So you'll be able to see Judge Buchanan at your next court date, okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're all set, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's all I have.